Morning, everybody. How are ye? It's Sunday morning. I'm sure most of you are sleeping or heading off to your house of worship. But I thought I'd do a little video anyway, a little live video heading into the reenactment. And so on and so forth, etc., etc. And then some. It has been a long week, except for working at the reenactment. Nothing went to plan, and I didn't even really have the energy to stay up for fireworks last night. I went to a party I go to every year, and I was just like, I was too tired to make small talk, and I'm fine with that. I was too tired to meet people and pretend to care to meet people. And I said, you know what? I better just duck out of here. And so I did, and I went home and I relaxed. And I fell asleep very early, and I slept all through the night, and I could barely wake up this morning, which means it was a good week, because that's exhaustion from work, and that's good. The work, don't think, is really going to pay off that much, but at least I did it, and it's the what do you call it? The karma's out there. Wow, there's a lot of you are awake this early on a Sunday. Good for you. Dustin, good morning. Faye, howdy do. Barbara, hello. Robert, happy 5th of July to you as well. Matt Gillespie, hello. Good morning. Rick says, hey, hope all is well with you lately. We'll see. Today's the last day. We'll see how quickly I recover. Let's go through here for you. Babber didn't expect to drive today. Me neither. Well, actually, I did. I actually left the house early so that I could do it. So I didn't expect it, but I thought of it this morning. It was like when I got up this morning, I said, I just need to get up and start going. Otherwise, because if I sit back down and have a cup of coffee, I'm just going to get all warm and cozy and comfortable and fall asleep again. And I can't. I got to get going. It's a shorter day today. I think I'm done at 2. So, I can push through. I can make it till 2. But it has been hot. Got some color. Yeah, I got that. So that's good. But actually pleasantly surprised to see how many people braved the heat and came to the reenactment all 3 days. I'm very interested. A wonderful mix of people. That they like to say it looks like America. This actually does. I'm very surprised and pleasantly surprised. And so there are a lot of people taking an interest in Civil War. I hope that's what that means. Or maybe it's just a curiosity, but maybe it'll spark an interest. Who knows? But yeah, it's been an experience. Few people down with the heat. There were a few people who came and we had to douse with ice water and stuff. And but for the most part, everybody seemed to be okay with the heat. So it's a good thing. Oftentimes you might find a police car right up here on top of the hill. When you drive it on 30, be careful. I don't actually think they're doing radar, because I think only the state troopers can do radar. I think he's just parked there because it looked like he was writing. Morning, Ken Wundermonke. Good morning to you. Thanks, Matt, for the coffee. Good kind of tired. That's right, Faye. Yeah, you like Dustin liked the video of 6Q. I think he's doing a great job. He wasn't very happy with his performance yesterday, but I was like, yeah, nonsense. He gave himself an A+ the first day and a C+ yesterday, and I said that is not true. I said you had a few things to battle, and yet you still did well. One of the things obviously was the heat. It was hotter. There was a I don't want to say a cool breeze on Friday, but there was a breeze that was cooling, if that makes sense. Yesterday there was a good breeze as well, but it was like a convection oven. It did not do anything to cool you. It just blew hot air on you at a faster rate, and it did not dry your sweat, did not do anything. So it was a little hotter, it seemed. And the other way I could tell that was that, and this was the second thing working against him, was that people just started leaving because they just couldn't handle the heat anymore. You know, those bleachers, the metal bleachers, I don't even know. I haven't even I'll check today to see if they get hot to the touch. But, like, it's a frying pan. You're on a frying pan. So, yeah, I would imagine it's pretty hot. There's no shade. It's too much to take. And you're going to leave. That's what you're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. Plus, I think at that point, the battle had gotten to the opposite side of the field, and it was really hard to see or hear anything very loud. And so I think they're like, okay, we saw it. Let's go. It's hot. So, yeah, but he did fine in spite of all of that. But I think, and I think I understand this as a person who wants to hold an audience when you see people walking out, even though, you know, rationally you can say, well, it's 114 degrees outside. You know, these people are hot. They got to go. They're like, you know, I can't expect them to stay here. But in reality, you're saying, oh God, I'm not good enough to keep these people even though it's hot. Because that's what a performer wants. You want people to sit in discomfort. You want people to sit through the worst conditions because they just can't get enough of you. And the American public does not do that, but for, you know, the cult leaders like Taylor Swift or whatever. But they don't do that for a Matt Calorie or a Six Questions Lens. They'll do it for a Gary Edelman. He is the Taylor Swift of the Civil War world. Of course, we all know this. We call him Tay-Tay. Gar. No, none of that's true. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying now. Whatever. Oh, yeah, he did a great job. I would say A+ Friday. I agree with his assessment there. A on Saturday. All right, he's still gonna get a 4.0. Faye, sorry, I read that one. Matt Gillespie waved. Dustin says, appreciate the live video. 6Q. I said that. Okay, Wonder Monkey says, you guys did an awesome job. Well, that wasn't me. That was him. That was all 6Q. Morning back home from Gettysburg. Way too hot. Yes, it was. And you know what's interesting? The crowd... So there's crowds, right? Like, you know, like the crowd that goes to the reenactment is like a different crowd that goes to, say, the lectures. Like at the lectures, like every new audience that came in for a lecture, I met people who listened to the show. I didn't recognize anybody at the reenact. Oh, one person. I recognize one person at the reenactment. Um, didn't meet anybody from the show there. So it seems like it's a different crowd. A lot of the people did not seem to be Getty's nerds or Civil War nerds in any way. It seemed to me like this was like going to a baseball game or something like that. Like it's just everybody, and not necessarily because they're interested in baseball, but because they're just like, hey, let's go check out this baseball game. And I kind of feel like it was that, like a lot of people were just coming out of curiosity to see some things explode and everything. So it's like a different type of person. It's just interesting. I haven't been to a reenactment in years, so this was the first time I've gone to one. Actually, God, we've been through the Daniel Lady reenactment a couple years ago when Eric the producer was here. We went through, I think, to do videos or something. But yeah, no, but I wasn't really there as a spectator. I wasn't working it. So it was a different perspective. But, when the last time I went to a reenactment as like a full-blown spectator was when I was still visiting here, like before I moved here. And so it's, I pay attention to different things now than I did back then, if that makes any sense. Samuel, West Virginia says, my family was reenacting in the 70s to Gettysburg 76. 5 to 10, reenacting fun times back then. Yeah, I hear the old timers talk about the good old days a lot, and it does sound like it was more funner, as they say. But like I was just talking to a friend of mine, and I was making some observations about it didn't feel like the 4th of July here, is what he was saying, and I agreed. But I said, well, I don't really know if I really am a good judge because I was out at the reenactment the whole time. But he was like, it felt like a regular 4th of July and not the 250th birthday of the country. And he's like, this is Gettysburg. Like, this should be one of like the big places that really goes all out. But it seems like what everybody did was slap the 250 logo on stuff they do every year. And I was like, well, I don't know, because I was working. So I am not out and about. I couldn't agree or disagree with you. But, if that's the impression, if that's how other people were taking it, then I don't know. I think his point was like the country has just changed. Like the spirit of the country is not dead, but kind of crushed a little bit, maybe a little tamped down. And he doesn't think he's not saying it's anything recent. It's, been in the works. I think he was putting it at 9/11, so it's kind of started then. And I don't disagree with him. It's a lot more difficult to be proud to be an American and just say you're proud to be an American with no caveats. You have to always have some qualifier, and I don't know. I think that's sad. But I'm curious, those of you who are here or were here during all of the 250 stuff, do you have the same feeling that my friend has, that it felt like a regular 4th of July and nothing special about it? Like, not like a 250th? More kids, families at reenact. Yeah, that was good. There were a lot of kids, and what they do at this reenactment, which I think is pretty cool. I would have loved this if they did this when I was a kid, or maybe they did. I just didn't know about it, or maybe I went to the wrong reenactments. But they have like a kids battle. So they got all the kids together. They got their cap guns. They got the little wooden guns, and I guess I didn't. I'll have to go and try to observe it today, but and see what they do. But I'm assuming they teach them some stuff, like how to get in line and stuff. But these kids, I hear them, they're you screaming and fighting. Not fighting, but having fake battles in the woods for like hours. It's so, and there's a lot of them. So it's great to see. People bringing their kids to these things, and the kids are all into it. And it reminds me of when I was a kid, and I'm hoping that a good percentage of these kids actually get interested in this, um, to keep it alive when they get older. Zeppelin 79 sends sparkles. Thank you, Zeppelin. I don't know what those do, but I send sapphires back to you. King Fam said, power outage across southern PA. Gettysburg get any storms? I remember the tornado a few years ago, the anniversary. Oh, I remember that too. We got a storm last night. I saw when I was leaving the neighborhood some downed branches. The warning that I got when I was leaving the house to go to fireworks or to go to the party before fireworks, the warning was claiming that we were going to get 80-mile-an-hour winds, which I thought was, or gusts. And I was like, holy shit, it's going to take all our trees down. But it didn't. I don't know if we ever got it or not, but that's back at my house. And here in Gettysburg, it did rain. I didn't notice thunder or lightning, but it did rain pretty heavy, and then it left. And it actually dropped the temperature by 20 degrees. Although today, here we are, what is it, 8:52, it's already 75 degrees. So we'll see if that rain did anything to help us today. Ms. Lacey said, I felt the opposite. So many folks wearing red, white, and blue. People at our hotel decorated their doors. Okay, good. Well, I mean, but I think I think what he was talking about was not so much the people, but the I don't even know if it's events that he's talking about as much as it's like the visual cues from the town, or the different organizations. I don't know. Again, we were texting back and forth, and I wasn't out and about through the town, so I don't really know what he's talking about. Zeppelin said, I'm a bit behind on the movie Gettysburg, so I have to watch it this Sunday, Monday. Oh man, this is the first year I didn't watch it. Mike says, Baltimore here. Me and my girlfriend are heading up later today. That's the perfect time to head up, because I think a lot of people are leaving town, so you'll have less of a crowd to push through. Or did everybody take Monday off? Maybe they all took Monday off. Faye says, people walking by here on South Street in red, white, and blue outfits, kids having fun, parents in upbeat moods. One guy chewed me out for not walking up to the fireworks. Okay. Well, then I don't know what my friend is talking about. 62nd, good morning from Cemetery Hill. Have you seen Young Washington yet? No, I made the mistake of watching Jared Frederick's. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I started it a little bit, and I kind of got the sense that it's shit. So I'm not interested. Is it shit? Monkey says, looks like a beautiful morning, pouring rain over here. Well, I can't imagine it'll last long, right? Mike says, thanks to the movie, everybody just knows about Little Round Top. That's true. That's true. Paul says, yeah, the historical details and battle scenes were all wrong. So let me guess. Did they make the battle scenes look like a combination between the fight scenes in Kill Bill and some first-person video game? Like, did they have them not fighting the way they fought? Washington running through the battle, like kind of like Mel Gibson in The Patriot, like running through the battle to go after one man, and that lameness. Mike says, but when the movie came out, it's what got me into the Civil War. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, all of us, but I mean, I was like kind of into the Civil War before then, but that turned the burning embers that were my interest in the Civil War into a bonfire. And that movie was great for that, and it still is great for that. Here's some Porta-Johns. If you need a Porta-John while up on Culp's Hill, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's two. Paul says they gave the French way too much artillery that they never had. Was that it, or was there more? Faybog says Ken Burns' Civil War. Yeah, so Ken Burns' Civil War was obviously before Gettysburg. It was that and Glory that really got me interested. And then Gettysburg came out and blew the lid off. But I always, like growing up, my dad would go to the video store and rent like a John Wayne movie or something like that. And so like The Horse Soldiers was a big one for me as a kid. And, family trips to Virginia where my relatives live right near Manassas, and we would go to different battlefields. And my uncle used to metal detect, and he's got all these artifacts that he dug out of the ground, and I guess his property and friends' properties all over the place. And I always had like a tangible connection to the Civil War since I was a little kid. So it was always lurking there, but it was just waiting for that one, that spark to reach from the trail of gunpowder to the powder keg. No, I never said The Horse Soldiers was one of the most accurate movies. Mainly because I don't know the full story of the Grierson, I don't know how they pronounce that, raid that it's based on. But I know that in those days they weren't concerned with accuracy. They were concerned with making a movie so they could make their money. Which is still, by the way, how it's supposed to work. We're going to get a nice shot of the Jeb Stuart Memorial. So come in here. And there it is. One of the more beautiful monuments. It's hard to see with the glare, but one of the more beautiful monuments here at Gettysburg, Jeb Stuart Monument. Sorry for the glare, but we'll get it from a different angle another day. Dustin says The Horse Soldiers is a great old film. Damn right it is. Paul says, there was a lot more wrong in it. I'd say 1988 April Morning would be a better Rev War movie to watch. Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that one. I have to revisit that one. Patriot. Zeppelin likes The Patriot. I like The Patriot. It's a fun little romp through the revolution. Dustin says The Horse Soldiers is a great old film. Zeppelin says Andersonville. I still have to see that. Cold Mountain, Civil War. Yeah, I gotta give that another shot because I did not like Cold Mountain, but I might have been, wanting more of a war movie than a stupid love story. Yeah, I don't remember. I was probably, what was I, like 19 maybe when that movie came out? I don't know. Whatever it was, I wasn't ready for a Civil War movie that didn't have a lot of Civil War. Faye Boggs likes it just because of Jude Law. Grant says, I'm only going off what you said. Shut up, Grant. Come on, Grant. Zeppelin, have a good day, Matt. You too, Zeppelin. Eric W., wife and I just booked a trip to Gettysburg in September. Can't wait. There you go, Eric W. Don't forget, everybody, don't use up all your trips before December. We're going to have the Christmas party, as we always do, and we try to do it on the Saturday of the Christmas festival, first Saturday. Well, I'll put it like this, first Saturday of the month. So remember that one. Ms. Lacey says, pray for peace, everyone. That's not a bad idea. Zeppelin says Lincoln. Andersonville was pretty good. Ted Turner Productions. Andersonville was sad. Yes, it is. Gods and Generals could not even get the dates right. Me and Stephen Taft go on and on about Gods and Generals. He thinks it's a great movie. I think I said to him, how old were you when you watched that for the first time? And he's like, I don't know, like 8. And I said, that's it. That's why. Because you were too young, too dumb to know. And now it's nostalgic for you. I said, it's a terrible movie. Patriot made everyone going to want to go buy a tomahawk. Yeah, I did. Samuel, West Virginia, Gone with the Wind. All right, Gone with the Wind. Shlomo says, I have no division to command. I believe that is a reference to General Lee. I have no division. Sorry, I'm a little hoarse. Faye Boggs says, Crater Scene was great. Yeah, that is good. Zeppelin, enjoy your day. Roots was, okay. All right, Shlomo. There you go. See, Shlomo. Let's do hide user on this channel. There we go. Shlomo's gone. Roots was not a comedy, Shlomo. Barbara Schultz says, didn't care for Cold Mountain, but Zellweger was excellent. Jude Law doesn't do anything for me. Barbara, you and I are like, Zellweger is awful in everything she does. She always makes this face like she just sucked a lemon and somebody blasted ass in the room. I can't stand her. Sorry. Jude Law, he's a good actor. I have no opinion on him. Really, I mean, I think he's a good actor. I liked him in Road to Perdition, although he didn't have a huge part there, but he was kind of creepy. I'm sure he's in something else I've seen. Zellweger was not awesome. Faye, please, please. I honestly, I just say that because I don't like her in anything. But it's been so long since I've seen Cold Mountain. I really can't tell you. I can't comment on performances. I do like the crater scene. Enemy at the Gates, Dustin. Great. Yes, that's a great one. Oh, yeah, he's very good in that. Ed Harris is good in that. Although I thought it was a little weird, an American playing a German sniper without putting on a fake German accent. Kevin says Zellweger made Cold Mountain. Okay. Did she play like a kind of feral type of girl or something? Like, there was something with her, right? Like, she wasn't normal. Was she just like trash or something? I can't remember. Was she like a little what they call touched? Country girl, okay, redneck. So she's kind of like a hayseed of some sort, and then I guess was she teamed up with Nicole Kidman? Is that right? All right, I'm gonna watch it again, and then we'll talk about it another time. In the meantime, I gotta get moving here. You guys have a great day. May the sun shine upon your back and always be at your feet when lifted to the road and mead. It's an old Irish blessing my grandfather always used to say. All right, guys.